You know, with everything that's about Days of Future Past, I think there's one thing we're all wondering about. How exactly is Xavier alive? For those of you who have seen The Last Stand, this is a good question, seeing as that he blew up into bitty pieces all over the place, practically dust, from the hands of the Phoenix. So how is he alive? Well, for those of you who didn't stay for the credits of The Last Stand, then you know the last shot is this body, and it's Muir Island. Gonna screw the name up. It's Muir Island, and you have Moira McTaggart there, and then Patrick Stewart's voice comes from not the distance, but comes from this body. So, yeah, I think that's what they're going with here. Plus, and here comes the big spoilers, if you haven't seen The Wolverine, and why you haven't, I question. What's wrong with you? Anyways, so this is a spoiler, so plug your ears. At the end of The Wolverine, we see Xavier is quite alive and in his wheelchair again. So that raises the question, how exactly is Xavier up and about? And Bryan Singer explained that at the very last second, Xavier downloaded his consciousness, so to speak, into another body. And actually, they explained this human body thing earlier in the film. I think that's what they were tying it to in the first place. But yeah, that's what he did at the last second. So how he looks like Xavier is beyond me. I'm just going to say psychic maelstrom. That's my answer. Honest to God, that is... Honestly, I can live with that reasoning. I was thinking about it after seeing The Wolverine. It's like, how did Xavier survive? I mean, how did he, how's he basically normal again? Surprisingly still in a wheelchair. I think that was the thing that made sense to me. He just downloaded his consciousness into another being. Because then again, it takes a lot of psychic abilities to do that. But then again, this is Xavier we're talking about, so it makes sense. Hey, it's the only thing I can come up with. If you think there's a better reason, feel free to comment. But yeah, this is just one of those times where you really have to expand your disbelief on this. And remember that these things are based off comic books, and a lot of people have come back from the dead in comics, especially in Marvel. And they have done it in the craziest of ways. So yeah, I think we can accept the fact that Xavier transferred his mind into another body. I think it makes sense to me. And then once again, if you've got a better reason, if you can come up with a good reason or what you thought would work best, feel free to comment. I would be happy to hear that. And quickly, one more thing from Bryan Singer in Days of Future Past is that he showed off a photo today, which is not different for him. He likes to show off photos of Days of Future Past. But he showed the set of what they're going to do for Quicksilver. Now, obviously, having Quicksilver in this film, he's going to have to be, running fast. You're going to see the super speed and all that. What he's doing is he's going to cut the scenes, or what he's going to do with Quicksilver is he's taking these scenes and he's going to shoot at 3,600 frames per second, which is 150 times slower than the average film. And he's also lightening the set so he can really capture the speed effect. And according to sources, apparently this is a big deal. This is something unique. Well, seeing is that we've only looked at the set, and this image just shows us how they're doing it, and we don't know what the end result is going to look like. I think it's going to determine what I think about this effect. Who knows? Maybe this will actually work. This could be a unique, a new concept of doing slow motion. I think it's an interesting take to it, seeing that with super speed, every time you see that, it's always, you do the slow motion, or you just do the blur effect and stuff like that. But I'm really interested in seeing what they do with this, and maybe this will be something that other studios will look into in the future, like, say, Avengers Age of Ultron, and their Quicksilver might be doing the same effect. And maybe they'll look at this and say, that's a good way of doing it. And perhaps, despite it might be a cold day of hell till this movie actually comes out, The Flash. Maybe Warner Bros. Will go, if we decide to actually make a Flash movie, let's look at this effect and try to pull that off. I know, it's an insane thought. But anyways, so yeah, those are the two updates from X-Men Days of Future Past. The film will be coming out next May. What do you guys think about these updates? Do you like the idea that Xavier transferred his mind to another body? And are you interested in seeing this speed effect for Quicksilver? If you have an opinion on either story, feel free to comment below. And as always, subscribe. Thanks for listening.